I stand up like, and everyone behind me still like obviously sitting. And literally I had blood on my dress.
Welcome to the ladies' room, your #1 girl guide on all things womanhood. So on this episode, we're talking about periods. The day it happened, I was literally like, I was like, I feel like a woman. I'm like, yeah, I bleed.
I don't believe in PMS, okay? If PMS is real, then pre-birthday syndrome is real.
I feel like I go through all of them. If it's a symptom, I go through it.
Honestly, I think women have learned to be ashamed because we were not born ashamed of our period.
But before we get into all that good stuff, make sure you are subscribed and got those post notifications on so you're the first to know every time we upload a new episode. And with all that done, let's go with the flow. Get into it.
What are some code words or euphemisms we use instead of the word period?
There's code words?
Red robot.
Ah, yes!
Little Red Riding Hood.
The blood. The crimson wave.
Ah, no, that's not horrible.
At that time of the month, yes, there we are.
I know also Unflow is coming to town.
Unflow, honey, Unflow. A euphemism for a pad was the Soviet.
What's another word I've heard for period? Shark Week.
Oh no! Yeah, those are the ones that I know, pretty bizarre. And it's so like, why are we doing this? Just say it. Just say the thing.
When did you get your first period and how did you feel about it?
I got my period in grade 7.
I think I was in grade 8.
I was like, I think 12.
I was 16, I think, when I got my first period.
I really went into puberty really early. Like, I was the first one in my grade to get my period.
And my reaction was like, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. I was actually kind of excited. I was like, oh my gosh.
The day it happened, I was literally like, like I was so excited. One night, I was like in the toilet, like peeing. And then I just saw like a blood. And I was like, hey, I have cancer.
My dad was actually just scared. So he started like calling up all the women in the family, especially Sita's mom, and I was like, explain to her what she cannot do on her period.
For the longest time, I didn't know whatever it's talking about. Like,
so Sita's mom calls me up and she's like, you're a lady now. My mom was sitting in the corner like,
Girl, you're about to do this on your own.
late in my house. Like, what do you mean?
Guys, I thought I was dying. Do you understand? I called my mom like, and she's like, relax, it's your period. I'm like, what's that?
I was like, I feel like a woman. I'm like, yeah, I bleed. I'm a bleeder.
What are some PMS symptoms that you experienced before, during, or after your period?
I don't believe in PMS, okay? If PMS is real, then pre-birthday syndrome is real.
I feel like I go through all of them. If it's a symptom, I go through it.
Headaches.
Okay, never mind. I don't go through that.
I get that period diarrhea.
Now that is king. Nausea.
Not really.
My boobs get really sore. Like, if you just touch them, like, I'm just like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. Stomach cramps.
During my period, it's like I want everything and nothing at the same time.
Mood swings.
That's my thing.
At first, I never understood why. And then the blood comes like 2 days after. I'm like, oh, that's why I was acting like such a bitch.
Like, I want people to rub my tummy. I want you to be around me. I want chocolate. But at the same time, I want you to leave me alone. I need you to go away. I need you to not be in my space. And I need you to take the chocolates you bought with you. Because if I eat them, I'll throw up.
You could literally eat a cow. Like, you want to eat everything that like exists in life.
It's really odd for me to just pin it down to PMS because that kind of excuses ourselves from feeling the emotion sometimes, and I don't think that's healthy.
Especially men like to use it as an excuse. Oh, you're PMSing. No, you're just a bum. I'm not PMSing.
Can I tell you, literally last week, I was eating junk food and all these sweets and I'm like, my period is coming. I still haven't had my period.
Can you share an embarrassing period-related moment you've experienced?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And it was that I wasn't on my period.
I haven't had an embarrassing period moment. I think it's just as women, we look out for each other especially when we're on our period. So we like, every time we go out, it's like mandatory when you get up, you ask, am I fine?
This was in high school. So obviously I was wearing a pad, but then my body had other plans. And I was sitting at the front of the class, by the way. So now the bell goes off and then everyone stands and I stand up like, and everyone behind me still like obviously sitting. And literally I had blood on my dress, like on my uniform.
Gosh.
Like literally my friend ran from the back, literally like, and she covered me with her blazer. It was so embarrassing. Luckily, like literally only one person saw, I think.
I had this major crush on this guy. And like, I went to go buy pads that day because I had run out of pads. And we were at Pick n Pay. So we're there, and my mom was like, you know, taking out the pads and he's next in line. And I was just so embarrassed. And my mom was like, no, but what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. And then he looked at me and I was like, these are not for me. These are not for me, they're for her. They're for her. And my mom was like, no, but what's wrong? I'm just like, shh. Mom, you're embarrassing me. I was so embarrassed. He just kept on laughing.
Why do you think there's a stigma around periods and how do we work towards breaking it?
I don't want to be that person, but I think I'm going to be that person.
Growing up for me, my mom would always tell me like, you know, nobody must know when you're on your period, you know.
Honestly, I think women have learned to be ashamed because we were not born ashamed of our periods. Men taught us how to be ashamed through like generations of constantly making us feel bad and feel disgusting.
One of the conversations about why people aren't open about menstruation as well is like, well, it's not clean. It's not like it's clean blood. If it was clean blood, it would be a different conversation.
With this sort of thing, it's passed down from generation to generation. So her mom told her like, you know, your partner must know that you're on your period, especially if you are with a male, like they mustn't know about it. You want to shelter your little girls because once she has her period, that means she is capable of giving birth. So like, and it was so hush-hush, it was just like, on your period, like don't tell anyone this, you stay away from boys. And so I think it's a form of protection for the girls, but I think it's important to speak about it.
It's something that you can't really run away from. It's part of your body, it's how your body works. So why should you feel ashamed for something that's natural?
And what I've noticed is when girls are on their period, like, it's a top secret mission. You know, when you're not on your period, like someone could ask you for like lip gloss and it would be very public. Like, can I have lip stuff? Yeah, sure. Yes, Vaseline, yes, lip gloss. I bought lipstick yesterday, you know, it's very public. But as soon as you're on your period, it's like, can I speak to you? Do you have a pad? It's like, yeah. And then you're like, you're here.
It's like we're selling that.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna
clean or not, it's like, here I am, life-giving thing, life-giving being that I am, good or bad. All of those things work for me to nurture the next myself, the next version of myself, the next child that comes out of my womb. If I don't have children or can't have children, to nurture those things around me.
So I think also men need to just start being a little bit more open-minded and they need to stop taking advice from their drunk uncle somewhere in the life. Honestly.
Should pads and tampons be free?
Heck yeah! 100,000,000% yes!
Well, condoms are free.
You can promote safe sex as much as you want, but not everyone is having sex. But every single girl goes through periods.
A condom is free because people are just trying to like stop people from having children and sexually transmitted infections. In that instance, then I guess if you are wanting to talk about health and sanitation, then it's the same logic, isn't it?
Because men don't have periods, so now they can capitalize on women's bodies.
Yeah, it's a capitalist thing that you know I need it, so you want me to pay for it because it's a necessity for me.
I mean, it's good that they removed the VAT, but they should be free. It should be something that's readily available because we're not all fortunate. Pads are expensive.
Also, I'm about to sneak in an ad. I have a pad foundation, so if you guys want to donate, I mean, you can hit me up. I mean, we're honestly like we're working with other people because we're supplying pads to schools that are underprivileged in Mamelodi and Lodium, and because we know the girls, obviously money is a problem. So.
And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. We will see you next time.
Peace.